is the result of the March on March protest that happened in South Africa. Nobody wants to come into South Africa. The South African Minister of Aviation came out to make an announcement that the South African airport now have the local flights available to travel to, African countries. You all know that the repatriation of Africans, in fact, Africans are being repatriated from South Africa. So now they've made available the local flights. According to them, they said they want to start making money from there since visitors are no longer coming into South Africa due to these xenophobic attacks. I'm going to be sharing the video here for you all to watch. Please, as you're watching, kindly share the video. I'll
tell you this, if you look at the leaderboard, right, you can see that it's still red and green, especially if you look at the international departures. You can see that there's some flights that have departed, others are...
You guys should stop wasting our time now. People that can't even afford to pay for taxi, they are literally working because they can't afford to pay for taxi. How do you expect them to fly? So waiting this guy they talk now, he say in flights they move, like people made it, they fly from city to city, they move since when foreigners leave. Now only flights from UK, US now they come out, but any in flights, inner country flights they move. People will not afford to pay for taxi. How do you expect them to fly? They are working because they can't afford taxi. So how do you expect them to afford the flight pay? That is thing. Look, when we tell you guys every economical system in South Africa will feel it. This is transnational system, right? They are already feeling it. The companies have closed, businesses are feeling it, even tourism system is feeling it. They have to run ads. No have to run ad for the country. Imagine. A lot of things are already feeling it. You guys haven't seen anything yet, South Africans. More are coming your way. More are coming.
South African airport is empty, the result of their xenophobic attacks on foreigners.
Visit South Africa for the foreseeable future while they're kicking other black Africans out of their country. Take a look at this video.
Overstayed? What are you talking about, dude? I've been here for maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks, and I am leaving, actually, because I have an entire continent to see from traveling the world. Welcome to my channel. I am a tourist seeing the world, not an immigrant. I don't want to live here. I love South Africa. Great place to see. I don't want to live here. My home is Jamaica.
I just saw a news story I'm going to upload right now where South Africans have rallied and they're breaking into private homes, and the woman said it on the news. Even people with documents, they don't care. They're packing up everyone and they're rounding them up. All you have to do is be black. This man is a fucking Jamaican tourist. He's traveling the whole of Africa. He's going different countries. He went to South Africa and they're telling him, you've overstayed, get the fuck out. He's a tourist. If he doesn't know any better, he'll assume this is how Africans are. Africans don't want, like...
I don't think black people from anywhere in the diaspora should support South Africa with our tourism dollars at this particular time. And I don't want to hear nothing about illegal immigration and that this is about illegal immigration. I don't want to hear it. This to me is about xenophobia and anti-black racism and self-hate, with a little ignorance and stupidity thrown in for good measure. I was actually planning to take a group to Johannesburg and Cape Town. I had the itinerary ready. I was literally about to send it out for quotes for a 2028 trip. And then I started paying close attention to what is going on in South Africa. And guess what? I ain't doing it. Because what in the entire hell is going on? Over the last several months, there have been countless videos showing some black South Africans, I'm not saying all, some, it's always some, but that's all it takes is some, bullying, harassing, and in some cases, physically attacking other black Africans from countries like Nigeria, Ghana, and Zimbabwe. There was even a June 30 deadline circulated and a big march where people were threatening to, quote, deal with, unquote, those they believe to be illegal immigrants. And of course, more recently was that video that I shared with you from the man from Jamaica who was simply visiting South Africa as a tourist and being harassed and told to leave. And I shared that video at the top. If this is how some black South Africans are now treating black visitors because of xenophobia and anti-blackness directed at other black people, then I think the rest of us in the black diaspora need to put South Africa on pause as a tourism and travel destination. I'm especially concerned about the vigilante vibe of all of this, which is why I've made the decision that I made, because the thing is that we're all black people. And so if you're just going out on the street and singling out people that are black that you've decided look like they might be in your country illegally, I ain't coming. I am not coming. That does not sound relaxing or interesting to me. And it makes me sad to say this because many of you may know I visited South Africa. I went to Cape Town for the first time last year on a group trip, and I had an absolutely wonderful time. The people were lovely. It was wonderful. And Cape Town is absolutely beautiful. But y'all know I talked about some of the things that I also observed. I saw the reality with my own eyes. White South Africans still control an overwhelming share of the country's wealth, land, prime real estate, and business power. I remember driving on the highway heading to the airport, and literally you could see the places where black South Africans lived versus where white South Africans lived, and the contrast was glaring. Whether people want to call that disproportionate or not, the point is the same. Black South Africans are not the ones holding most of the economic power in their own country, but their problem, I would argue, is not illegal immigration. It's bigger than that. And yet the focus ends up being on black African migrants who come into the country, start businesses, bring skilled labor, and build lives for themselves. Instead of addressing those larger structural inequalities, too many people seem determined to blame other black Africans on their plight instead of looking to their government, and even more than that, looking at the bigger picture of who the problem is. If someone can come into your country, work hard, build a business, and succeed, and they look exactly like you, but your anger is directed at them instead of the systems that have produced generations of economic inequality, I think we need to ask some hard questions. And these problems are universal. We have our own version of it happening in the United States, and y'all know I don't live there no more. And it's happening all across the world. Xenophobia is running rampant. It's not just South Africa. But when I see people threatening to engage in violence, that gets my attention. When governments are so concerned about their citizens that they're sending planes to get them and get them out of the country, and people's shops are being looted, and business owners are being attacked and accused of being in the country illegally when they're not, that indicates a government that is not positioned to protect immigrants in their country, which says to me that they're not in a position to protect tourists in their country, which is why I would not recommend that anybody go to South Africa right now. And I'm not saying immigration policy shouldn't exist. Every country has the right to enforce its immigration laws, but I don't think the citizens should get to take the law into their own hands and be out there terrorizing other people. So I'm talking about xenophobia and anti-blackness directed at other black people from other black African countries. If your concern is truly illegal immigration, then enforce your immigration laws fairly and through legal systems and procedures, not people coming out with pitchforks and axes and attacking other people and harassing and intimidating and assaulting people because they're black Africans from another country. What in the entire hell? I think it's shameful. It feels like South Africa is becoming the Argentina of Africa. And I'm just saying, I personally will not support it with my tourism dollars. I will not recommend that anybody go there, and I will not help anybody go there. I can't tell anybody else what to do. Spend your money wherever you want, but I won't be spending my hard-earned dollars in South Africa anytime soon. And I won't be organizing any group trips there either until this situation is addressed appropriately. So for the time being, if you're planning a trip to the African continent, I think you should skip South Africa. Go to Zimbabwe. It's lovely and the people are very welcoming. It's beautiful. You can see elephants just strolling down the street there. And I thoroughly enjoyed my time there. And the Victoria Falls, y'all already heard me go off about that. If you want to see Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe or Zambia are perfect. Also, Botswana is a neighbor of South Africa, which is known for some of the most incredible safari experiences on the continent. Zambia, I've heard, is wonderful, and it's high on my list of places I want to go next. Head west and experience Ghana and Senegal, two countries I think are absolutely wonderful. Or you can go east and visit my favorite place in Africa, Zanzibar, and my other favorite place in Africa, Kenya. I think Kenya and Tanzania are both absolutely wonderful places to visit. And Rwanda is also high on my travel list. I've heard nothing but amazing things about that country. So there are plenty of countries in Africa that you can visit without going somewhere where you might have to worry about your personal safety in a black country because your skin is black. Make that shit make sense. Africa is an incredible continent with 54 countries, rich cultures, breathtaking landscapes, and so many places worthy of your tourism dollars. For me, I'm choosing to spend my tourism dollars in countries that welcome black people from across the African continent and across the diaspora, not places where we've watched some people openly target, harass, and intimidate other black Africans because of where they're from. No bueno, y'all. It's not a good look. You don't have to agree with me, but I said what I said, and this is my unpopular opinion.
Video credit to Bad Girl with Travel. She literally said a lot of things about South Africa. According to her, she says she is not recommending South Africa for anyone to travel to because she cannot imagine the black people targeting their fellow black people in the same Africa. That according to her, this is uncalled for. And that is the reason why a lot of people are not coming to South Africa. The airport is empty. There is nobody traveling down there, no tourists, nothing. And South African governments are beginning to complain. In fact, they are getting it hot right now. The economy is losing a lot because of this Jacinta march protests, Fakel and Nzigwe. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you're a foreigner, would you rather travel to South Africa or remain in your country?